Hello, I'm Stefanie.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is I've Got Guts, a podcast about living and thriving with chronic illness.
And all the things that take guts to say out loud.
We're here to talk about the hard stuff, the stuff that's messy, complicated, and often left unsaid.
From chronic illness to everyday life, we're creating space for honest conversations, real connection, and a lot of laughs along the way.
And just so we're clear, we are not medical professionals. We're just two best friends sharing what we've learned and what we're still figuring out.
So you don't have to do it alone.
All right. Hello, everyone.
And welcome back. We're excited to have you here with us again today.
As always.
Let's get into our thorns and roses.
Yes.
I heard your rose is funny. I don't know it yet.
Yes,
so I feel like let's start with roses. Give me a laugh room.
Okay. So a few episodes ago, I was talking about how I needed to get better about adding movement to my routine.
Ooh, okay. Let's see where this is headed.
Yeah. But I was having a hard time because my favorite way to move is in the water. But
it's
kind of hard to do when you live in Western New York and you aren't rich enough to have your own indoor pool.
I mean, you could have polar plunged in my pool that we closed just yesterday. I mean, it was ice. It was like Sean had to get in there to take the ladder out. It was like 45. No, I shouldn't say 45. Maybe it was 55.
Oh, gosh. I couldn't even get in your pool this summer when it was like 80. Oh, my gosh. No. So I got myself a walking pad.
You did?
I did.
Okay. How is it going and where is it?
It's in the closet. It's real skinny. We were hoping it would fit under the couch, but it doesn't. So it's just in like our closet where we keep the vacuum or whatever.
Okay, perfect.
So took it out. Great. Love it. Plugged it in. First time I was on the phone with Marissa.
Oh, no.
Walked for a whole hour.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, it went well. Felt the burn the next day.
Ooh, all right, room. Get it? Were you like fast paced?
Yeah.
You were just like walking your heart out.
Just walking my heart out.
Was Rena jealous?
No, Rena wasn't jealous, but Juniper was like, what kind of sorcery is this thing? She's like, what? She's very curious. Yesterday, she actually got on it, but then it like threw her off. And she was looking at it like, you're evil. But so yesterday, I did it while we were watching our show. And like towards the end of the show, I was like really into the show or whatever. And I got so into it that I forgot I was on a walking pad.
Oh,
and
no.
I took a bit of an epic exit off the pad. It was kind of like a not so graceful trust fall, but there was no one to catch me.
So wait, you went backwards?
Yeah, so like I'm walking and I'm getting really into the show and then like my left sneaker hit the end and I just like tumbled but then went backwards and like Anthony's sitting right there just looking at me like you're an idiot.
Did you like fall down totally?
No.
Or did you catch yourself?
Surprisingly, I caught myself. But here's another funny thing. After I was on it for an hour, I got off of it, but I was still moving in my head. I'm like, oh my God, I have to sit down. I'm still moving.
So it really is like a mini treadmill.
It is, but I think because you're not holding on to something and your like arms are going, that when you get off of it, you're like, wait, what's happening?
You're right, because on a treadmill, it almost grounds you holding on to the bar. So wait, so you're literally just free walking.
Free walking.
And is it like flat to the ground or is there a little bit of a...
No, it's flat to the ground and you can change the pace. You can go really slow or you can go a little bit faster.
I feel like I need to hop on this before I leave today.
You do.
And just try it.
Yeah, I really like it.
Okay, I love it.
I pace when Anthony made a good point. He's like, if you're going to talk to Marissa, you pace when you're on the phone, just get on the walking pad. And I was like, this is great.
Okay, that's so true. Sean is such a pacer when he talks on the phone. But he's like he never talks on the phone, and when he does, he's like hardcore pacing.
Yeah, get him a walking pad.
I have to go to a different level because
you know what'd be great? He could be watching the Bills game on it and like get his stress out by walking.
Okay, this is brilliant. If anybody out there has any anger
in
their heart or frustration or worry about the Bills, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could see this working.
Wow, I love this.
Yeah. So I'm moving now.
I am so proud of you.
Thanks for reminding me you would be.
And I'm totally trying it before I leave today.
I'll plug it in for you.
Perfect.
What's your rose?
Okay, so my rose is, you know what my rose is? We are dog sitting my mom and dad's dog, Sophie, this weekend.
Sophers.
And I gotta tell you, she just brings a level of joy to our house that I can't explain.
Yeah, she loves Sean.
She loves Sean so much. Did I send you the picture of Sophie when she was a puppy. She was so black. She's like she's a schnoodle. So for those of you who don't know Sophie, and she was totally jet black when we got her. And now she's almost getting a little bit of gray and brown right around her nose.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had a picture that popped up in memories of literally the same picture of Sophie on Sean's chest. And then just yesterday, Sophie again. But she's definitely changing with her color. But we just love having her. And you know what I noticed with Kenzie, because Kenzie, our dog, has been having just some limping and some issues with her legs, and she's just slowing down. I mean, she's 11 now. She's spunkier. She seems happier. She does this thing, like she spins around like really fast in circles. It's adorable. It's like this energy that Sophie brings to our home. So,
I love this for Kenzie.
Yes, right? And Sean too.
I do. And you know what? Who doesn't love Sophie? I mean, she's
the best.
The best. She really is the best.
She is the best. Today I was out on a run before I came over here, and I had both of them with me. And two of the neighbors were like, "You got a new dog?" I'm like, "No, guys, we're a one dog family, but this is Mom's dog, Sophie."
Yes. You're like, "Please go out of town because we want Sophie."
I know. We love it. This is all this one-on-one Sophie time. So Sophie's the best.
She's happy to be there too. She has more room to run free.
Yeah, it's really funny though. She's like on a mission because she loves running up and down the steps. And then we're like laying watching TV, and dogs are sleeping. Sean and I are watching a show, and all of a sudden she perks up. She's messing with her toy, and then she starts racing around the house like
got the puppies. Like, well, how old is she now?
She's, I think, what is she, 6 maybe?
Oh my God.
I know. She still gets like this crazy puppy energy. But I think it might be the poodle in her. She's got, because schnoodle is schnauzer and poodle.
Yeah.
I think poodles have a little extra.
Schnauzers are also spunky little.
Spunky too. So yeah, that was my Rose.
I like that Rose.
Little Sophers in our life. Yeah. All right, let's dive into thorns. I know you've been having quite the time room. Fill us in on your thorn.
My thorn this week is really just feeling overwhelmed. Life, expectations, the constant juggling act of trying to be everywhere and everything at once. We are gearing up for our third and most important egg retrieval, and I'm probably going to cry.
Okay, it's okay to cry.
I'm supposed to be as stress-free as humanly possible right now, and it's really not easy when it feels like everything in life keeps pulling at you from every direction. And I don't think people realize how much goes into a retrieval, emotionally, physically, financially. Each round costs us just in medicine alone $1,500. So I'm not factoring in the other aspects of it.
Right. And you think about it, like that's like a mortgage payment, right?
Yep. Plus the appointments before work, the recovery, and honestly, the emotional toll of putting all of your hope into something that's uncertain.
Right.
It's a lot.
Yes.
And if this doesn't go well, it means gearing up to do it all again, which is something I try not to think about, but it's in the back of my head.
Right, because this is your third time.
Yes. So right now, I'm really trying to protect my peace and my energy. And Anthony and I both come from divorced families, and anyone who's been in that kind of dynamic knows how complicated it can get around visits and holidays. My brother and sister-in-law are coming next weekend, and I'm so excited.
I know. We haven't seen them in so long. I say we, and I'm not even going to be here.
I know.
I'm so jealous.
Like a hug from my brother right now would probably fix half of my stress.
Yes.
But what I'm really hoping for is a calm, joyful visit. No tension, no drama, no pressure. Just time together that fills my cup.
Yes.
Not drains my cup.
Yes.
And on top of that, Anthony's mom's birthday is coming up soon. So it's another layer of like planning and coordination. So we have to figure out like where and when and how we're going to celebrate. And it's a lot to manage all at once. And the same goes for everything else. Like you know me, I'm thinking about the holidays coming up. And we love our families, but this next month it's a really important one for us.
Yes.
And we need to focus on staying grounded, hopeful, and calm while we go through something really big and really personal.
Yes.
So I guess my thorn is just the weight of everything right now. And my reminder to everyone in our orbit, I'm saying this with love. We need a little extra grace and space to get through this next chapter because it's weighing really heavy on me right now. I don't always show it.
Right.
But it is sitting on top of me like 14 elephants. Like I don't even know how else to describe the pressure of it right now.
Right. And you have to think about it. You have to take care of you right? And room, you always put everyone first. You put everybody else's needs. You're always caring for everyone. We just talked about us both being people pleasers, but right now you have to take care of you, right? And put yourself first. And of course, you have a loving husband who's going to be supporting you every step of the way. You two little lovebirds over here.
The second I started crying, he grabbed my hand.
And we got our producer holding. They're just holding hands over here. I'm like, oh gosh, I love their romance and their support. But it's true. You guys have a rock solid relationship and foundation, and you are going to get through this. But it's important to really just, what do we talk about in our past episode? Boundaries, right? Yeah. And just knowing what you're available for and what you're not available for. And it's okay to take care of you guys right now because this baby is coming.
This baby needs to come.
This baby is coming. I just got chills all over, and we don't know the timeline and we don't know it all. It's like a freaking big surprise, but we're hoping the surprise is sooner than later, but it is coming regardless.
I know.
And you're going to get through it. And I have so much respect and admiration for you because you literally are putting your body through so much, and not only your body, your mindset, but then you're still doing life. Like you said, you look at you and I look at you and I know you, but most people would think you're fine, right?
Can I tell you something actually funny?
Okay.
So Anthony and I went to this event the other night for our HOA. And we sat at a table with a bunch of people, like there were a couple people we didn't know there. And this lady stopped me in the bathroom. She was an older woman. She was in her 80s. And she goes, "Can I tell you something?" I was like, "Sure." She goes, "Your husband reminds me so much of my husband." She's like, "I just lost him 4 months ago to cancer."
Oh my God, stop it.
She's like, "He looks like him." And she goes, "He's got that personality where like he just says whatever's on his mind and you either like him or you don't like him." She's like, and I just love that. She goes, "The way you look at him and the way he looks at you," she's like, "I can just look at the two of you and know like you've got what it takes to make it forever for as long as me and my husband did."
Oh my gosh. Okay, I love that. And Anthony, you better watch out. You got an 80-year-old coming for you.
Oh my God. But it was just, I just thought it was, she nailed Anthony, first of all, just meeting him for that one glimpse of time. And just that she saw what we have between us still. IVF can like tear a marriage apart, and it's making us stronger.
Right. And I think any type of adversity or any type of just tough times you're going to go through, it either does that. It brings you closer together or can tear marriages apart. Yeah. And what a blessing that it's bonding you two, and you're going to get through this. And here we go, egg retrieval, third time's a charm.
Third time's a charm. That's what everybody keeps saying.
I'm going to get a charm for you. I don't know what kind of charm, but I'm going to do. This is what I do. I'm like, what can I buy, give, do, buy, sit with, bring over? Should we? It's going to be a charm this time.
Oh, I love that. Charm. That's a lucky charm.
There you go. Oh gosh, I love it. Good. See, we know what we've really accomplished so much.
I know, we really do. All right, I know your thorn is digging deep.
I am literally sitting here right now. It is such a thorn. My eyes are, when you're so tired that your eyes burn and you just feel this like numbness in your face and your tongue. So I apologize in any future episodes if I'm getting tongue twisted because I am so exhausted. The sleep thing is making me crazy. So I did end up going to my primary care. She's wonderful. And she's like, all right, Lauren, we are going to get you sleeping. And I'm like, why am I not sleeping? She's like, there's just so many things I have going on. You know what I mean? So she's like, well, with your esophagus not working, the rest of your body is working overtime. So when you finally get to bed, what's going on in your digestive tract? Is it trying to work? And it's like almost waking you up, right? She's like, it could be hormones, it could be stress, it could be, so many different things. It's hard to pinpoint, but she's like, we need to get you sleeping. Like, how are you going to function if you're not sleeping? So we're trialing different meds. I'm on med number 2. Yeah. And it was so funny. You asked, you're like, well, how many did she give you? I'm like, she's literally prescribing a whole bottle of, meds of 30 in there. And then I'm like, this doesn't work. Like, what do you do with pills when they don't work and you have them, you don't need them?
A lot of the pharmacies and the grocery stores around here have like certain times, and they rotate like Wegmans will do it sometimes. Walgreens will do it sometimes. And they set up a trailer in the parking lot and you go bring unused medicine there that you don't need.
Where they can kind of just
like
take care of
recycle
it.
it.
Yeah, I know. I feel like my first thought was like, should I just flush it? But I don't know.
You don't want to clog the toilet unnecessarily.
Listen, we already have so many plumbing issues.
That's the end of it. No more plumbing
No more plumbing issues. But that just made me think of something. So my brother, Kevin, was just here and was just on, right? So he is an expert plunger.
Really?
Yeah, so none of us clogged it. It was Connor who clogged the bowl upstairs. Kev comes down, he's like, I think Connor clogged the bowl. And I don't know, this kid just takes massive poops. Anyway, so he says not flushing right. Anyway, so I have never seen anybody plunge the way Kevin does. My toilet has not flushed that well in so long. I'm not even kidding you.
Is this like a really good compliment or like
we're not sure? Or
is it kind of a diss because like you have to plunge all the time?
But he's like, let me show you why the rings on the plunger are here and this is what you need to do. And I'm like,
my God.
I'm like laughing at the time, but now every time I flush, I'm like, wow, look at that swirl.
Well, Kev, if I would have known, I would have had you plunge my toilets before you left.
You know what? Expert plunger there. I will.
He should get a side gig.
He should.
Kevin the plumber.
All you need is a plunger and I'll show up. Maybe he might want to bring his own.
God, so funny.
But yeah, so that's my thorn, the sleep. And hopefully I find an answer and get some meds at work because I'm on round 2 right now. So, and I won't flush my pills that I'm not using.
Good idea. All right, let's get into our episode today.
Today, we're joined by the amazing Hanna Fritz, of a fertility advocate and holistic practitioner who's passionate about helping women reconnect with their bodies and feel empowered throughout their fertility journey.
In this episode, we're having an open, heartfelt discussion about what it really means to support fertility, whether you're trying to conceive naturally or through IVF, and focusing on the things women can control. Because if you are on this journey, you know one of the most frustrating aspects of it is how many things you feel are out of your control. Our goal is to help replace fear and confusion with clarity, confidence, and a deeper trust in the body's wisdom.
So welcome, Hanna. We are so excited to have you here with us today.
Yay, thank you so much. I am so very excited and honored to be a guest here in your podcast. So Thank you.
Yes, and for all of our listeners, I am actually working with Hanna right now.
Yes, we just had our session earlier this week. Yeah, so just a few days ago. Yeah.
And I've already started making some of the changes and it feels good.
Amazing.
I love it. How did you find Hanna?
Instagram.
Social media is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Yes. And you can connect really with women all over the world, which, I mean, I work with women all over, so spread it out. So that's so fantastic to get that opportunity.
Yeah, because I mean, you're in Germany, we're in upstate New York, and here we are chatting.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
And I think this is going to be really cool to have my perspective because I'm going through fertility, but then Lauren's perspective because not only has she not been in this world for 10 years, but she actually has kind of an interesting story.
Yeah. So my son is 10. So about 11 years ago, I went for an ultrasound because I had a cyst on my ovary that ruptured. And while I was, there for the ultrasound tech looked at me and she goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, goodness, what are you sorry about? And she's like, "You only have one fallopian tube." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Has anyone told you this?" I'm like, no. So I left that, and it always stresses me a little bit when the ultrasound techs share, they share a little bit and you really want to be hearing it from your doctor. So I left that appointment and ended up getting a call from my OBGYN. And she basically was like, "Yes, in fact, I have 2 fallopian tubes, but one just isn't attached to the uterus. So it's called, you probably would know how to say it better. I always call it a unicorn uterus, but I think it's like unirotus or something like that it's called. And basically she was like, Lauren, if you do want to have children, you know, having this type of condition or whatever, it could be really challenging, you know, even just to get pregnant and then stay pregnant. She's like, you probably would need to go through some fertility, you know, down the fertility path if you wanted to have kids. And at that point, my husband and I were like, I don't know if we really are going to want to have kids or not. So I'm like, well, it's going to be really hard. So let's stop trying or stop protecting from, you know, trying and just see what happens if it's going to be that difficult, you know. 3 weeks later, I was pregnant.
Wow. What a story.
I go to my doctor. I'm like, you told me this was going to be wildly challenging and I would need fertility options. So, and she's like, sometimes there's miracles. And that miracle is my son, Connor O'Reilly.
And that other connected tube must have worked like magic, like perfectly in that sense then.
Yeah, because I was only ovulating every other month, you know, so and whatnot. So it was just crazy. So it was very easy for me. My pregnancy was amazing. My delivery was great.
You have to try and think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes. It was just mindless. And here we are. So now to watch what Room is going through, it is very eye-opening. The science behind it, all that you need to do, where I'm just like, I didn't even think about it and it happened, you know?
Yeah. And the journey can be so different and so sometimes like unexplainable. And many women who go through this and wonder, like, why do I have to go through this? And so many just get pregnant, right? And that can be very, you know, not really fair sometimes, that feeling, I think, for many women going through infertility for years sometimes. So that can be a tough one.
It is definitely tough.
It's crazy. It's so crazy.
Well, for those who can't get pregnant in 3 weeks, today we want to talk about some things that for those who are trying that they can control. And this was a gradual process for me. I've been in this journey for a year and I'm slowly learning. And I thought I had it down, but after talking to you, there were some things that I really had to tweak. And I think the biggest thing, and I'd love to start off talking about it, is diet.
Yeah, that's such a big one when you talk about fertility and optimizing, to conceive. For sure, yes. And I see really nutrition, like I'm an educated health coach as well. Since a few years back, that's like kind of the base of my education. And that is major. Obviously, you cannot get away from that. Like I usually talk both what you eat and also how you eat. I talk a lot about that as well, because it's way more to the actual food we put into our bodies. It's actually the like how we structure our meals, like how we space our meals, what food we eat first, how quick you eat. Do you chew your food? There are so many things to consider as well as what you actually eat. So that's a really major one.
Yeah, like I know you told me I have to have 20 to 30 grams of protein just at breakfast, which I definitely wasn't doing. But now that I'm doing it, I do feel the difference. I feel like I feel charged in the morning.
Wow, 20 to 30 grams of protein? Yeah. So what are you eating to accomplish that?
I make it's like a little quesadilla and it's got egg whites and ham and Swiss cheese in it.
Yeah.
And it's about 20 grams.
Exactly. And I think many, for example, they see like, I eat an egg, I eat a boiled egg, and that's my protein. And that's about 8 grams. So you would need to eat some eggs to hit that 20 to 30 gram, preferably up to 30 is like the optimal, especially at breakfast. I usually say like pretty much that's the most important meal of the day, I would say, because then you've been fasting through the night and we need to start your metabolism through like at the start of your day and really get you going and signal to your body. I'm going to tell it, I think a lot of times in a conversation that you're safe, that your body knows that, okay, hey, she has food, she's nourished, we can relax, like everything is fine. So that's a really big one. And it makes such a big difference. Like you said, Stefanie, really does.
Yeah. And I'm going to next week start adding in that cup of bone broth in the morning too, which will put me at my 30 grams of protein.
Yeah, bone broth, that's just an amazing addition. Something I work a lot with my clients as well. I usually say it's like conditioner for your gut lining.
Which I loved it when you said that.
Wait, I love that. Say that again.
Yes, exactly. You basically prepare your gut lining for your food for the day, your food intake. And it contains, like, it's warm. It's also very like comfy for us to drink. And it's a lot of good amino acids, fats, like some proteins. Exactly. So yeah, really love that. And many cannot really stomach like, pure bone broth. There you can also spice it as you like. Or one of my clients, she actually drink it as a hot chocolate. So you can also do that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Now, do you have like a certain brand you recommend? I feel like I always struggle with that when I'm like in the grocery store and there's all these bone broths on the shelf, of a certain brand that you recommend, or it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's just so many. I think it depends where you're located as well. I would say I always help my clients to look, okay, they usually send me a photo, like, how is this? And it's either can be from a website you order, like, or from your local health store or your well-sorted grocery store. So I cannot say a specific, there are so many, but the main thing we want to make sure is that there are clean ingredients, obviously, and that it's made from a well-trusted company. So this is always good to research that a bit before you invest in a bone broth, because usually we'll drink it pretty much every day. So that would be always my advice when you want to invest in something new, like a supplement, or to research that and empower yourself with knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, you don't want to be buying this bone broth that's full with,
chemicals,
fillers and whatnot. Right. You want to be making the right choice. I love that. I think I'm going to implement that into my life. I struggle with my motility and I can't really eat a lot in the morning. So I love the idea of a bone broth. I could get that down.
Yeah.
So great advice. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I know you also talk about like the balancing blood sugar, which is really important.
That's also absolutely central, I would say, in the work I do. And there is not one single client where I not have blood sugar as the base, basically, for working on your fertility and maximizing your chances to conceive. You need to focus on blood sugar. And this is also something that many of my clients say, Hanna, I had no idea about this before. And this is something that I sometimes get a little bit almost provoked when I talk to women and they say they're eating, because they never really maybe understood how to eat for their fertility. So they've heard eat healthy. And what is healthy in a way? That's maybe what many think, it's a salad or, a lot of vegetables or, and maybe not too much carbs and that's that's not really the way to eat for your fertility many times, to focus on this typical healthy. So what we need to focus on is, again, making sure your body feels stable and safe. And the way to go there is to space out your meals evenly through the day. And you also want to, again, start with a proper, stable breakfast with your protein, fats, and complex carbs. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what that means, because it's more to it than just protein. The other parts of the meal is obviously so important as well. And for example, many women also that I work with and talk with on Instagram, they snack a lot because also we need to somehow, it's also, it takes a little bit of effort to eat for your blood sugar. I have to it's a way of thinking to get into. When you have that thinking and you're into it, then it doesn't really require much, but to change that can take a little bit of effort. And also when you don't know about it. So what I see a lot is that many women for breakfast or for snacks throughout the day eat so that the blood sugar spikes and then it crashes. Then basically what happens is that we have these kind of insulin surges, or how do you say it, imbalances, basically. I like to talk in a very simple way so that it's understandable. When the body is focused on balancing your blood sugar, we cannot focus on our hormones. Your body will not focus on an optimal hormone balance. So then we're causing a havoc, basically, throughout the day. And this is not what we want, obviously, when we want to balance our hormones. Yeah. So that's the foundation, really. Like I said, to begin your day within, I would say, 30 to 60 minutes with a proper meal, like we talked about, 20 to optimally 30 grams of protein and like complex carbs. So for example, grains, or like for breakfast, it could be, I like to work with gluten-free, for example, good high quality gluten-free bread. Or you can even have like some even do like more cooked foods like brown rice. Why not for breakfast, for example, an excellent source of complex carbs, so that you get your energy as well. We also want to include fats in every meal and fiber in every meal. So there's basically those components. And I usually give every client like a guideline how much it should be of each component, to make sure you're eating enough. Also an extremely important part of balancing your hormones and optimizing fertility for blood sugar as well, to eat enough food. And then I'm not a huge snack fan. I usually don't advise to snack. If you need to snack, I really advise a protein and like fat-rich snack. For example, full-fat Greek yogurt, like 10%, nut butter and a banana, for example, or a chia pudding, like something with protein and fat. So not for example, a snack bar, for example, because like that will spike your blood sugar.
Pretzels, things like that.
Yeah, and that's a bit sad because that's the most, how do you say, easily like accessible snacks for us.
They're so good and crunchy and salty.
Yeah, I know. And then we also like many eat fruit, like basically say naked carbs that also sadly can spike blood sugar. Just as it is. So I usually say like pair your carb with a protein or fat, just to ground your belly before you eat. Or to pair it, at least eat it at the same time. For example, an apple, sliced apple with almond butter, for example. Yeah, so those are some of the most central aspects, I would say, to focus on blood sugar. Evenly spaced meal, I would say, not go like longer than like 4 to 5 hours between meals. Like if you're starting to get like starving, that's too long. Like approaching 5-6 hours between meals, then I would say really focus on like evenly spaced, like have your breakfast and then have a timely lunch and a timely dinner. Like it's so important. Yeah.
And it's so interesting because I never really thought about like you think about eating a meal, but you don't think about having all the aspects in each meal. And it wasn't until I started this journey that I started to do that. And actually, not only is it helping my fertility, but this is the quietest my gastroparesis has ever been. So clearly, eating that balanced, healthy meal, spaced out evenly, is just good for you in general.
For sure.
It's like food is essentially medicine, you know, you can heal things and balance it out, you know.
Yeah, it is like this. I love that thinking, like that. I usually also say to clients that with every meal, see it as a medicine. And with every meal, you have the chance to work on your hormone balance with every single meal. Yeah.
And hormone balance, egg quality, like it's crazy how many things food can control, really.
Yeah, truly.
So, and I feel like, so food is a big piece. What are your thoughts on just like your whole taking care of your mind through it all and your mindset, you know? Do you have any thoughts on that or advice for our listeners?
I do. I for sure do. So many thoughts. No, like that's like I said. I mean, if food is a crucial part, this is also an absolutely central part, and nervous system regulation, because this is also such a hard part, right? Like when we're going through a fertility journey, and sometimes you hear this advice, like, you know, calm down, like go on holiday and then you will get pregnant, like just relax and it will happen. No,
that's like the worst thing to say,
helpful.
Right?
Those comments are like not helpful, and that can stress so much. Like just the journey in itself can stress you so much, and it's so much easier said than done when we're trying to conceive, because we want it to happen like now, obviously. And I never met a woman who's trying to conceive and it's like patient, like it will take it all the time it takes. Like, no, that is not like this. So the mind is so extremely important. because again, like your body listens to everything your mind is thinks. Like every thought we have speaks to our cells, and they work according to our mind. So I love this quote, like your body hears everything your mind thinks, like something like this. I cannot think of the exact quote right now, but this is just so like absolutely central, because again, if our mind is perceiving that, okay, we are not safe, like we have anxiety, we have maybe like how do you say, almost like, severe anxiety, depression. Some women say like, I had to take a break, like I'm losing myself in this journey, like I'm on a break right now, many women say, who I'm talking to. So that can have such an impact, negative impact on this journey. So extremely important to work with your mental health. I just saw a post like yesterday on Instagram. Now I didn't check the research behind it, but it was like 90% of women going through a fertility journey says that it has impacted their mental health. So, and over 50% said that it was the hardest thing that they had to go through in their whole life.
Yeah,
the most upsetting thing. Too. Yeah. Exactly. So how you can work with your mind there is, again, what you said in the beginning, Stefanie, like, what can I do? What can I focus on? Because there is so much we cannot control, and we get crazy from focusing what we cannot control. And something that I talk a lot about on my platform is like, you don't need to do more. Because many women think like, what can I do more? I need to take more fertility trends off my list. I need to try acupuncture. I need to try that supplement that everyone is talking about. And most often it is like to make things very simple and just to try to calm your mind down and focus on what you really need to focus on for your fertility. So some like really effective methods there, I would say, like to do things slowly. This is something I say a lot, like, because I don't think to care for your mind doesn't have to be something you do as a separate part of your day. Like it can be to just slow down your tempo in the day, like eat breakfast calmly, allow yourself to be there. And I mean, many, including myself, they're like, okay, I'm not going to scroll now. I'm not going to sit on my phone. I'm just going to calm down and chew my food or talk to your partner or, enjoy what you're doing. And like, as a simple thing, I'm looking up to the sky now here in my window in our office, like, wow, like I am alive, like I'm healthy, I'm here. Yeah. Like these simple things, which is like sometimes, it's hard sometimes to be, thankful when you're going through an infertility journey. It can be very, very, very hard. But I think to just to see this small glimpse of joy and hang on to them, that is something I truly think is so amazing for our mind. Like when we're going through a fertility journey, hang out with a friend who gives you energy and put away things that don't serve you. Unfollow accounts on Instagram or even friends. Like you can also put them on mute on Instagram if you don't want to see like their content.
They won't know if you mute them.
Yeah, I've had to mute several people on this journey.
Yes, and you should. You should. I'm like, you care about you, like your health, and that's what counts. Like I'm a huge fan of that. Yeah.
And you even told me, you said, it sounds like when you wake up in the morning, you immediately go into planning mode. How could we tweak that just a little? So I've been trying, instead of like getting up immediately, doing my makeup, and while I'm doing my makeup, planning my day ahead, instead, I'm still doing my makeup, but in my head, I'm telling myself like all the things I'm grateful for and all the things I'm looking forward to that day. So instead of saying I have to do this and I have to do this and I have to do this, I'm saying I'm so excited to do this and I'm so thankful I have time for this. And it has made a change. It makes me just feel more relaxed in the morning.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful thing when it's something you're doing anyway, like putting on your makeup, but just shifting how you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Something I started instead of saying, I have to go to work, then I have to go here, I have to take my son here. Then I've been shifting and I've been like, okay, I get to take Connor to football today. I get to go to work to see my friends, to help my students. I get to do these things. And as soon as I started doing that, because I'm having just a challenging start to the school year, and it's really helped me just saying that right now, I feel better because like you said, it's a privilege to be here, to be healthy, to be on this earth, to be able to go to work, right? There are some people who are unable to work. There are some people who are in such a dark spot with fertility that they can't even get out of bed, right? But I can, and you can. And we get to do these things. So,
And I also wanted to say there that what I said before, because I think, like I said, I really want to have a big respect for that many women, they can't feel thankful. They maybe feel, bitter, frustrated. So like, how do you say, everything is hopeless,
Yeah.
But those feelings can coexist. You don't have to push that down. You can feel that. It feels so unfair. I'm so angry and I'm so upset and frustrated and sad and everything. But I choose to also focus on, feeling joy and feeling happy, even if it's moments. But this is so important not to push away feelings. I just wanted to say that as well. To try to be thankful when you're like, I'm not thankful today. Like, that's okay. But then maybe you're thankful for a moment,
Yeah.
Just, I think that is so important as well.
It's true. I actually, yesterday, I chose myself yesterday and I gave myself a day of rest, which I needed because it's been a crazy 2 weeks. I said, today I'm choosing me. And I sat and I relaxed and I was watching my shows and no one warned me that the newest episode of Law & Order SVU was an IVF episode. And it triggered me so much that I called my husband, hysterical crying. I hang up with him and then I see on Facebook that someone close to us has just had a baby. They have the same last name as us. So it triggered me to a point where I was just like, I went down that spiral of this is never going to happen. And this is terrible. This is the worst thing I've ever been through. And I let myself feel those feelings, but then I turned the TV off and I walked away and I went and I did something that calms me, which for me was cooking, but it helped me so much. I put some music on, I put my grandma's apron on, and I just got into it. And I pulled myself out of that moment. I recognized that I needed to.
And you felt the feelings,
I
right?
did feel the feelings.
Like what you were just saying is you're processing it, you're feeling it, you're allowing it to bubble up and come out and then shifting. So I love that you just shared that. It's so powerful. Because you don't want to shove it down. Imagine if you shoved it down, right? And let yourself feel it. That's not serving you because it's going to come out like a volcano.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Extremely important. And to take, like you did, like call your partner or a trusted friend or someone you can rely on and just lean on that person or those persons. So important as well. Yeah.
It really is. It really is. It is so I'm getting teary-eyed. It is so hard to watch her go through it all, with fertility and to hear that come up. And I've never witnessed anything like this, watching you go through this. And we've been through some pretty hard stuff with our chronic disease. It has been bad. And this is just, my heart breaks for her always. It's hard. I'm getting emotional.
Yeah. And I think many maybe feel like, how can I be there for someone who is going through this journey? Because I think it cannot be easy. I know it's not easy to always to be there and support your friend, but the main thing is to just be there.
Yeah.
And ask also what can I do for you? How can I be there for you? And just ask, how are you?
Yeah.
Or do you want to go and do that thing you usually love? Or if not, I'm here.
Right.
And that is the most important thing I think anyone can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my queen when it comes to that. She knows, her and her son will know, it's they just know that it's a rough week for me and they'll show up with Legos, which I love to do. Or she made me a puzzle that was all wedding pictures, all things that calm me, that she knew would make me happy. Or she'll offer to do something with me, or she'll just listen. Not many people will just listen without interjecting with, well, have you thought about this? What if you try this? What about that? She never does that to me. She just listens.
Yeah, because I don't have any advice and I don't know what, and I feel like it's not my place. My place is to be your sounding board and literally just validate how you're feeling.
But I feel very grateful to have someone like that in my life because I know a lot of people going through fertility don't. And I've been talking to many people going through fertility, and that's the one thing they're lacking is they don't feel like they have someone that they can do that with. And it makes the journey that much harder.
Yeah.
For sure. This is something I actually always ask in my intake form, like how does your relationships look like with your friends, your close family, your partner? Because it is absolutely central as well when you go through this journey. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that support piece. It really is. It really is huge in so many ways. And just grateful to have the support that you do, you know, and the husband that you do, you know, it's just all everybody working together. This baby's coming.
Yeah. That's so amazing to have a friend like that. Yeah, truly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right. So nutrition, you know, your mental state. What about understanding your menstrual cycle? Because this was a piece that shocked me when I started.
And I still feel like I'm always asking clarifying questions, right? Am I not? I'm like, okay, tell me that one more time. What did you say about that again? When we talk about things. So yeah, break it down.
Yes, and there is so much to understand there, which is something like we're also never really been taught, right? Like it's not like we learn it in school, and this is something I think is coming more and more that we're realizing this, and maybe in future generations it will be even clearer, like, and more like, how do you say, as a matter of fact, like we know exactly which part of the cycle we're in and what to do then and how to read that. So basically, like every single part of our cycle gives clues about what is going on in your body. And this is, I think, is so interesting. And I promote this so much, and I have been for years when it comes to the cycle thinking, which is something that many have heard, maybe that expression and or that terminology, so to say, to think about your cycle. And it's not only with, you know, food, but also like how we live our life. That, okay, in your luteal phase, the days before your period, you're not meant to stand in front of like 100 people and be super social and be super outgoing. You're meant to like, okay, slow down and focus on yourself and maybe nourish yourself with warming foods and, you know, like this. And during your period, when you bleed, like to like not force yourself to go to the gym when you bleed, for example, and have a heavy workout, which is something that many women, it's like, I always did that. I always just pushed through because no one really told me I should do otherwise. So how should we know, in a way? And this is something, by the way, so important. Because I said it before, that I get a bit provoked when I hear women should eat healthy. It's not that I get provoked by the women. I get provoked that the advice for women is not better than what it is. I just wanted to be clear on that point. And also when it comes to from healthcare, from doctors, like I'm a huge fan of Western medicine, but there is a gap, like how we can optimize fertility in a holistic, natural way. So I just wanted to be clear on that point. That you have, like, no one has done anything wrong. We're doing the best we can. All of us, right? As human beings as well, in general. So I just wanted to say that as well. So if you have been doing these things, not you have been doing anything severely wrong, if you don't know about it, then you can do differently. So in a way,
when you know better, you do better.
Yeah, like this Maya Angelou quote I really love. I just thought about that quote. I think she said that exactly this. Yes. So, very important there. For example, I was thinking about now overtraining, for example. This is something that classically like depletes progesterone, for example, and can lead to a weakness in the luteal phase, like many times showing as spotting before your period comes, and mood swings, irritability, this mental kind of PMS. So then really important to think about, okay, how am I working out? How am I tuning into my body during the different phases of my cycle? So in the beginning, when we have said that we have been on our period for 5 days, 4, 5, 6 days, and then we start to ease in the follicular phase and the body gears up again. So then when I usually say, like, after your period, allow yourself a couple of days, and then you can start to move into more movement and maybe lighter foods. Like I usually advise that around like luteal phase and period, we focus a lot on easily, like, how do you say, the foods need to be easy to digest, because our digestion actually slows down when we're on our period, because our body is focused on doing something else. So that's really helpful then for our body to have a lot of cooked warm meals around luteal phase and period. So then in our follicular phase, we start to again get more energy, and that estrogen comes, like builds itself up to set off the LH hormone, which then releases the egg, so to say, a signal to our bodies that ovulation is coming and the fertile window is coming. And then around ovulation, we're obviously at our peak energy, and we're usually very open-minded and social, and more enjoy to be social and outgoing with people, right? I think many of us have noticed this before around ovulation, that it's something we enjoy more. And then after a few days of ovulation, like we start to like come into this luteal phase. The like estrogen maybe is fluctuating down, still normal with some fluctuations up and down, but mainly what we want to obviously see is an increase, a healthy, steady rise of progesterone to confirm that we had a strong ovulation. And there is also like, if the progesterone is not enough there, we can feel uneasy, we can feel almost like anxiety, we can sleep bad. So there in the luteal phase, we want that to hold strong so that we can feel pretty much stable and fine. We don't have to feel like, super bubbly and happy clappy. It's not meant like to feel like perfect just to have balanced hormones, but that we feel stable until our next cycle arrives, pretty much. Just going through some cycle basics here, but that's like how I would explain it.
It's so funny because sometimes when I'm in my luteal phase, I'm a whole different person. And I'll always say to my husband, like, give me a break. I'm in my luteal phase. He always looks at me like, okay. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. It is, my whole body feels different. And I'm paying attention to it more than anybody else. And I really know my cycle, and I know how I feel in certain parts of it. And there are signs too. Like some women are like, well, if I don't track it, how can I know? And I'm like, easy. Like you'll notice a difference in your feelings. You'll notice a difference in your body. And like, you'll know you're ovulating because of cervical mucus. Like that's an easy sign too, to know like, oh, okay, I'm ovulating. You know what I mean? So I'm in the middle of my cycle. So there are signs to tell you where you are. You just have to know them and pay attention to them.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And as you're sharing all of this, you're making me feel better, because I just this past week had my period and I'm training for a half marathon.
Wow.
And I had to get my runs in, and I went out for a 6-mile run. And I literally, for the first time in a long time, I also have a lot of other health stuff going on, but I came back after 3 miles. I'm like, I cannot do 6. And then you get in your head like, oh my gosh, can I do this race? It's in 3 weeks. But it almost, you're validating how I was feeling, because I was on my period, and, here I am, out there, and I felt heavy. I felt like I couldn't get the run done in the way it needed to be. So
great that you listened to your body then. That's amazing.
I did. Usually I power through, but I'm in a new phase where I am done powering through. And if I need to stop, I'm going to stop.
That was a good idea.
Yeah. But it makes sense that, like what you just said, that when
And as women, especially if you're going through fertility, it is important to listen to your body. Because like you said, like in your luteal phase, you could do something that could deplete your progesterone, and you need progesterone to have a healthy pregnancy. Like you have to be cautious of those things, and you have to listen to your body.
Right.
Yes. And so important as well is that every single day of your cycle, you can do things to optimize your chances to conceive. So because every cycle builds on the next, so to say, like what we're doing, like how you're experiencing your cycle now, it's a result of how you lived basically the last couple of months. So that's why I also really try, because many women obviously want to know, like, okay, how long does it take to balance estrogen? How much long does it take to, heal adenomyosis or endo or whatever it might be, or PCOS? It really depends. And it usually takes maybe longer time than you would have wished for to heal hormonal imbalances, because many have been going with them for years, many times without even knowing. Like a client of mine, she was actually diagnosed with adenomyosis last year, but no one actually told her. She found it herself in a report. And she's like, I'm so like upset that they didn't told me about this. so that she would have had clarity of, okay, what am I actually going through? Yes. So then we also need to have respect for our bodies, that it might take a little while to balance out that imbalances that we have been going with, because I usually explain it as like hormones come last. I mean, first, our body tends to survival, that we can, our heart is beating, we can breathe, we can look around us, we can walk, we can like talk, basic things, and digestion and so on and so forth. And basically hormones is like, that's the last in line. So they're the last ones to get kind of worked on. Yep. So that's why also it makes sense that it takes a little bit longer to balance them as well sometimes.
It makes sense. It does make so much sense.
Really, yeah. So back to the cycle. That's like, I wanted to just explain that because, it can also go quite quickly. So if you do changes to see a result and a change within 1 or 2 cycles, it's definitely possible. So just wanted to ignite some hope there as well. It's not always that it takes, 6 to 12 months to work on your fertility. But it's just an important one to have with. Yeah,
absolutely. So when I started this journey and I started making changes, I would say it was about 2 to 3 cycles. And then I really started to feel the difference and notice the difference.
This is usually,
everybody's timeline's different, right?
Yeah. And this is usually what I see, that it takes like a couple of cycles, then you notice really clear symptoms changing. Your cycle might be stabilizing, like spotting might be less, cramps is like easing up quite quickly. But then it might still take some time before you can actually conceive, because those hidden layers might take a little bit more to balance out. Yeah.
Right. Which is crazy too, because I do have adenomyosis, but I don't get period cramps anymore. Because I've balanced my diet and my supplement and my lifestyle. I don't feel those physical symptoms, even though I have a condition where I technically should be in pain. I'm not.
Yeah. So it might be that you're quite far on your journey to ease that as much as possible. That's really amazing.
Yeah. It is. I love that. So a question for you, I'm just thinking about, so we're doing all of this for fertility, right? Focusing on the woman's body, but what about the men and sperm, right? The quality of that, what role does that play? Is there something that, he should be doing, right? Or they should be doing, right?
Yes. I love this question.
Okay.
And it is 50% of it. Like, we cannot forget that. It's just so important as well.
Yeah.
And it's usually something I ask for, like always when I'm in a conversation with a woman, either on my platform or with my clients, like to have that clarified. If you've been going through a while of infertility, to really have, okay, did your partner go through a physical exam, blood work, semen analysis? Just so important. One woman I talked to, they had been trying for quite a while, also going through losses. And then they discovered that her husband had a structural challenge, so that the blood supply, I think it's called, how do you say it in English? Like varicocele? If that's the right thing, way to say it.
Yes.
Like when you basically,
Anthony, my husband had that.
Oh, yeah.
What is it called? I never say it right.
I also don't. I know how it's spelled, but I don't know.
You're in good company.
Varicocele.
Varicocele. Yeah, okay.
I was going to say you're in good company, because we struggle to pronounce things often. And we're teachers.
We had been trying for months and months and months, and we're like, what the heck? And then he went and got tested, and sure enough, he had that, and he had to have a procedure to fix it. And then it took his body 6 months to heal and for us to be able to even start trying again.
Wow. Yeah. And this is so important to have clarified that, okay, what is the status there with my partner? So, because I think a lot is put on us women, really. And it really pains me to see sometimes that we carry a really big burden there in general. That is just so important to get that checked. And also, as important it is for us women to work on, for example, equality and lower the oxidative stress in our body, work on cellular energy and vitality, as important it is for the men to do it and be aware of their nutrition, maybe test like specific micronutrients or work on specific supplements, and also think through, okay, how is the consuming of tobacco, alcohol, like these aspects have over and over been shown in research is really important to think through and be aware of.
It is. We're gearing up for our third egg retrieval, and I always have to remind my husband, no KFC, no chicken sandwiches,
no dirty lunches.
No dirty lunches. Because it's his part to this process is just as important as mine when it comes to creating that embryo.
Yeah, and it's a journey you can also make together, because some of my clients, they ask okay, do you have any advice for supplements for my partner? And sometimes or many times the supplements are quite similar, that he can actually take from you, it's then you can do it together.
Yeah, we do. And he's found, I started meal prepping a meal that was, fertility based, and then he fell in love with it. So now it's become a meal that he eats every week. So it's kind of fun to be on the journey together. You gotta make fun where you can find it, or else you're going to be depressed.
Yes. And so important as well. That we could do a whole podcast about as well, your relationship with your partner and how that is affected from the whole fertility journey as well. So yeah, that is amazing to find those aspects, and we're in this together. How can we move towards that goal, both of us? Yeah. Right. So I love that question, Lorna. So yeah, so important.
Thank you. I'm just thinking you are such a wealth of knowledge, and I just appreciate everything you're shedding light on. I know it's helpful for our listeners. So if somebody wanted to work with you, how could they work with you? Do you have what steps would they take to work with you directly?
That's a great question as well. I appreciate you asking that. So there are a few different ways. Usually I'm in contact with a lot of women in the DMs on Instagram. And so many are opening up there to me. And then they're maybe following me for a while and okay, this is really something I look for, because I never really had someone telling me how should I work on my fertility in actual ways? And so many times there, I actually have signed clients from the DMs, basically, because I think I show quite clearly on my platform how I work. I show a lot of my method strategies, how I think about this whole fertility topic and balancing our hormones and maximizing our chances. And I also do consultation calls, which we did, Stefanie, as well a while ago. And then you get also a view about, I offer a 30-minute free consultation call where we can map out, okay, where do you stand right now? How could I be of your help? What are you looking for? And what do I see would be your main strategy? I think I sent that to you your way, Stefanie, also after the meeting, this is something where I see that we could work on. So I usually work with clients over 3 months' time. That's my premium fertility coaching program. So right now I have clients rolling there, and many do extend with me afterwards. So after the 3-month container. And then you can basically, either write me directly on Instagram or apply. I also have an intake form, a couple of questions, takes 5 minutes to fill out, where you are on your journey and what you're looking for there, and what kind of support. Because some women, they also turn to me for okay, I know I will do an embryo transfer and I want to prepare. How can I prepare for that? And then I also have a 3-week version where we focus on how can I prepare for an upcoming transfer, for example. So that differs a little bit what support you're looking for. But yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, if anyone's listening to this and considering it, I chose you because I'm on this journey and I almost never interact with the doctors. You see the doctor 2 seconds before you're put under anesthesia, and then that's it. Then to get in touch with them, it's 6-7 week wait, and it's a rushed phone call, and you never truly feel heard. But when I sat down with you, it was you heard me and you validated me and you wanted to help me. I felt how much you wanted to help me. And that was the best feeling. That's what I've been looking for the past year. So you gave me so much comfort. And you still do.
Yeah. Oh, that's so amazing to hear. Thank you so much, because that's why I do this. That's exactly why I do this. And I feel this is my passion. This is what I love to do. So just to help, like if I can help one woman, like I am so like, that gives me so much back, because I know that many have not been listened to. And it's just like, I also don't want to like talk bad about the Western medicine and the doctors, because they do fill such an important purpose, and the technical medical advancements nowadays are amazing. What we can do, right? Yes. With different kinds of like medicated cycles, like IVF, IUI, it's just, donor egg transfer, like one of my clients did earlier this year, which was successful. It was just amazing. But many times they don't have the time to sit down with you and talk through how to read your labs more in depth, how to connect the dots together with your symptoms, and how to really understand what's going on and educate us, because a lot of times it's education we need. And this is something that is such a big part of my work, to empower women with the knowledge. So many times I prepare like for fertility clinic visits or gynecologist or endocrinologist visit, this I will write down for you. These were your last labs. This is what you need to ask for. Advocate for yourself. I'm here. I encourage you. I'm here for you. This is what we need to move on. We talked about, for example, with the thyroid antibodies, how hard it is to get them checked. Yes. And this is something like, come on, where are those labs? One of my clients are waiting for them. Where did they go? Just to help women advocate for themselves. Again, amazing to hear this, Stefanie, because this is exactly what I want with my work.
Yeah. You're amazing at it.
You are. And yes, and this has been my only interaction with you, and you're just wonderful. Your energy is so great, and I feel it. I was so excited for today because she's been raving about you. I'm like, can't wait to meet her. Can't wait to meet her.
Thank you so much. I'm taking it in. Yeah.
I love it.
So we'll link your fertility page on Instagram in our show notes, so that if people want to get a hold of you, they can. But if you want to just tell everyone your Instagram handle, so they can find you.
Yes, so it's Hanna, so without an H at the end. So Hanna Fritz Fertility. So Fritz, Hanna Fritz Fertility. Perfect. Then you will find me on Instagram. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and I love that. And then people can get more of a taste and feel for who you are and how you do things, to see if it's the right fit for them.
Yes, and I publish quite a lot of short videos,
which are so helpful.
Yeah, I really love that format also, because then my hope is that many women get the feeling of how it is to work with me, what they can expect, and really I aim to make really complex situations easier. This is something I'm not scared to take on, also women who have gone through fertility journeys for years and years and years, and try to make that more simple. What can you focus on now? That is just such an important aspect there as well.
Awesome. So awesome. Well, this has been such a fun episode to record.
And I know it's going to help so many women.
Yes. Because we have a lot of listeners who are going through fertility. Yep. So this is going to be great for them. So thank you for taking the time out of your busy day and your busy life to sit with us and share and talk. I know it's going to be very, very well received. So
it was my pleasure. I'm so honored to be a guest here. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. And enjoy the rest of your fall day.
Yes.
You too. Enjoy.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. So if you've been enjoying the podcast, the best way you can support us is by leaving a 5-star rating and a written review wherever you listen to your podcast. That really is the only way we can reach more people, grow the show, and keep having these important conversations.
Yeah. So go to our show notes or social media to sign up for our email list. It is the best way to keep up with everything we've been up to. Episode drops, avoid getting lost in the ever-changing social media algorithm, and you can follow us at I've Got Guts Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook.
And you can email us anytime at I've Got Guts Podcast at gmail.com.
See you next week.
Bye, guys.